In this video, I'm going to tell you how much you can charge to the customer. So I have received this question many times, and people always ask me, okay, how much can I charge? I am in country X, so how much should I charge? You know, maybe fixing computers, maybe building a network, video surveillance, anything. So in this case, I'm going to tell you everything that you need in order to be able to tell how much you can charge. So basically, there is, in economy, there is something called price discovery. So you have two options. One, you can say set a price, you know, like a random price. You can say, okay, I'm going to start offering video surveillance, and I'm going to charge $100 an hour. Then you say, okay, I think $100 an hour, it will be okay. Great. Okay, you can try that. That is one option. And you can start getting phone calls. And then when people ask you, okay, how much do you charge an hour? Or if you charge by the project, or whatever the way you want to charge the whatever you offer, you know, a product, a service, anything. So you can tell the people, okay, in this case, in this example, I'm charging $100 an hour. If people tell you, okay, that's fine, when can you come, you know, to install the video surveillance or fix my PC or whatever you want to offer, people tell you, okay, great, fine. You say, all right, it seems like the price is good. I mean, people are willing to pay that. That is fine. And what you can do is you can keep charging that, or you can try to go up a little bit. So you can say, maybe next time you can say, all right, 105, so $105 an hour. If people keep saying yes, keep charging that. And then next time maybe 110, so $110 an hour, and you can keep going up and up and up and up until people will tell you, I think it's too much, it seems like a little bit pricey or something like that. And then you can try to keep that price, or try to offer something extra, you know, so that way people will be willing to pay the extra that you're charging. Or you can go back a little bit, say, okay, maybe I'm charging too much, I'm going to charge maybe $5 less, and see what people say. If people say, okay, you charge $5 or maybe $10 less, and people say yes, okay, go ahead. You know that is the maximum price that people are willing to pay, and you can keep charging that until there is inflation or something like that, and then you can keep charging maybe every year a little bit more and see how it goes. But that is one option. The option number two is you can call the competition, or you can go to their website and see how much they are charging. So if they are charging, let's say, $200 an hour, you can say, okay, if people are charging, you know, $200 an hour, I'm new in this area, or I'm just starting offering this service, I never done it before, and you don't have much experience, what you can do is you can charge maybe $150. You can charge $150, well, people will say, oh yes, it's cheaper, you know, it's cheaper than anyone else. I mean, everyone is charging maybe $200, $210, $220, $250 an hour, and you're $150. Some people will say, oh, why is so cheap? Or maybe you can charge a little bit, maybe $180, or maybe $190, or maybe $175, or something like that. And you can see, if people say, okay, great, and then people will start calling you. So once you have maybe a couple of years of experience, and you have, you know, more tools, and maybe you're getting more employees or anything like that, and then you can say, okay, instead of being $175 or maybe $150, I'm going to charge $200. So what I recommend you always is trying to charge a little bit extra, more than the competition, but you have to offer a little bit more than the competition, so that way, you know, people will say, oh, okay, yes, I'll hire you, not the other guy, because you have video testimonials like I do in my channel. That is why you see videos, testimonials popping up every once a week or every 2 weeks or whatever. And you can start doing that, and that will help you. Or you can, present yourself. You can wear maybe a suit and a tie. It depends on the job that you do. I mean, if you're a plumbing or if you're, you're a mechanic, you're not going to be in a suit. But if you're, just a computer guy or someone who is going to do some programming job or anything like that, you don't have to get dirty. Okay, you can dress as good as you can. That will help you. And you can say, okay, I have video testimonials. I have, I present myself very well. I'm clean. I have a nice clothing. And I have, like a lot of 20 years of experience or something like that. You can charge a little bit more and people will say, okay, yes, it's worth it because, you're offering something else. That is the option number 2. So that is how you can do that. Later, we're going to talk about these 2 points. So city, states, and country. So let's say I am here in US right now. So I am in Ohio, in Cincinnati. So for now, this is kind of a little town. It's like, I think it's 200,000 people. There is not that much. So that means the competition there should not be that much competition because it's a small town. And let's say this is not like a rich state or anything like that. It's not like New York. It's not like California. What I'm charging here, I'm kind of stuck for now. I'm planning to move to another state, but this is very important because if you're in a third world country, or maybe even if you're here in US or Canada or England or some other country, in not all the countries, even here in US, not every state is like California. I mean, it's not like everyone is earning hundreds of dollars an hour or something like that. I mean, it depends where you go. So for instance, here, if you take your car to the mechanic, they will charge you maybe 190, 120 an hour, something like that. But maybe if you do the same thing in California, they will charge you maybe 200 or 300 an hour. It depends. So, I mean, you're in New York, you cannot be so cheap that you cannot even pay the rent. Maybe if you have to get like a studio apartment in New York, maybe you're going to pay like 3,000 or 4,000, something like that, just for a small studio apartment. So it's just one room. And if you go maybe to Ohio, Cincinnati, you can rent maybe a full house for 2,000 or for 1,500 at least for now. So that is how much you can earn. So if you're not happy with the amount of dollars that you are earning, pesos, euros, or whatever, move to another state, move to another city. So let's say here I am in Cincinnati, Ohio. So if I want to go, I think is to the next city that is a little bit bigger. I think it's Columbus. Yeah, maybe I can earn a little bit more, but I have to go to the north, and I'm going to freeze, and I'm going to turn into a penguin. So I don't want that. So I want to try to go to the south and see how it goes. But you have to be willing to experiment and see where you can earn more. Maybe I can move closer to California and see how it goes. Maybe I can get a mobile home or something like that. I'm willing always to live in a motorhome or in a camper or something like that. So at least for now, I am in my camper and willing to move anywhere. So if I don't like this place, I'm willing to move to the next place. So if the state or the city they create a mandate saying, okay, you have to wear a napkin in your face, or you have to get a poke or anything like that, and you don't like anything like that, you just turn on your keys and then you leave. But if you buy a house, you're going to be stuck with your house for many years until you sell it or something like that. Otherwise, get the Airbnb or something like that you can rent, by the month. And if you see that the water is covering your feet, then you can leave. There are some people, they see the water is covering their feet and they don't move. The water is here until their neck and they are not moving, and they stay in the same cities or same country. Or some people are waiting until the water is coming like 1 inch to their nose and they're not moving, or they start moving their feet to be able to be afloat and breathe. But I don't know why, but there are some people like that. Yeah, I don't like that. So if I see water is covering my feet or my feet are getting wet, say okay, I'm moving out and moving to another city, to another state, or maybe to another country, until I see another place that is going to be better weather, better in economics. So people are going to have more cash, more fiat, and you can make more dollars. So that is what I recommend. Always stay away from poor cities, poor neighborhoods, poor everything. So you're not going to find people with a lot of cash in their hands. So it's better to. That is why the next subject will be people's level. So what it means is, if you are with people that they have a good amount of cash, their economics is very good, they have companies, let's say that you start attending maybe a very high-end gym, or maybe kung fu, or some art, martial art, like in a rich neighborhood, and then you start making friends. Those friends, because they are living, in a rich neighborhood, they will ask you, hey, what do you do? I'll build networks, servers, I fix computers, or anything like that. And they will say, oh yes, I have a company, 500 employees, we are opening a new branch. We need, the network needs to be, we need to run cables, we need to build everything from scratch. You will say, oh, I can do that. And they will tell you, okay, how much you charge? You tell them, yes, $100 an hour, $200 an hour, whatever you want to charge. And if they agree with the price, go ahead. And then you do the job, because they are your friends, and they are more willing to help you. But if you are in a poor neighborhood, or you start making friends, with poor people, they are going to be on drugs, or maybe watching TV or movies all the time. And when you ask them, hey, what do you do, or something like that, oh yes, I flip burgers in McDonald's, or yes, I'm driving a forklift, or something like that, they are not going to be able to hire you. Let's put it that way. So if you want to get big jobs, be able to win in life, you have to try to move to the next level. Because even if those people, yes, they might be nice people, they might be good people, but if you want to learn kung fu or taekwondo or something like that, you're not going to learn those arts, martial arts, from people who wears a white belt. You need to get friends, or get people that are black belts and they have a lot of experience. So otherwise you're not going to move to the next level. So that is what you have to do in order to move to the next level, to progress in life, because you're not working just to work. You're working to progress, to move in life, and to move to the next level. So that is what you can do. Also, these people, let's say you do an excellent job, nobody knows you, but you do an excellent job, and this guy with 500 people, employees, they will tell you, oh yes, and I have my other friend, he plays golf. If you want, we can I can introduce it to you. This guy, yes, he has a company with 2,000 people. They are trying to build a new branch as well. And then they will introduce it to you, and then you can make more cash, more fiat, more dollars, and you can progress and get a better quality customer. So, but that is with doing some networking with people with, you know, with a higher level than you. If you're in a bad situation, getting you know, all surrounded of poor people, people with less knowledge, you're not going to learn anything. So if you are the smartest in the room that you are, so always move to the next room where you're the dumbest, so that way you can learn something new. Once you level up or you're smarter than everyone else, move to the next room, and so on. So that is how you can progress in life and make a lot of cash. Hopefully this video was useful. If you want to hire me, all the information is in the video description, and see you in the next class.